Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 TNO. And where we left off, things were getting pretty spicy. We are now finally going through Let the Democracy Ring with our new focus tree, and we are a new democratic Kingdom of England. We also have the decisions to take here, where we do want to try and keep the NDL as a majority. We don't want to let either of these get to 40% apparently, and I was clicking buttons before I realized that was the case, so rip me. But without further ado, before we hop into today's episode, don't forget to of course click a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I do uploads on the channel every single day at 6:30. What? No, 2 p.m. BST, not GMT, BST. I realised that we are now in British summertime, not Greenwich Mean Time. That's my bad. I'm a stoopy stoop. But BST, 2 o'clock, and that is when the episodes go live. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So, following through with our decisions we made in the prior episodes, I also received a comment which kind of confirmed that the trail of thought that I was thinking. But essentially, now that we've chose Jellicoe and the NDL, we can now go through the path to secure Lizzie on the throne, and I am looking so forward to that. So after we finish this, we'll do these two, and then we'll do Claude, and then we'll do God Save the Queen. Then we'll do the MI5, MI6, the Secret Service, get them all sorted, and then we can focus on our trees. I think the first thing I'm going to go for would probably be this, building a nation. The old alliance and all of that can come after, but I feel like our main concern right now is just getting the reconstruction of everything sorted. We also have the NDL triumphant. In the early hours of the morning, exit polls began to tell of the results of the first 3 English elections in many years. The National Democratic League has secured a majority of seats in Parliament and would inevitably be called to form the next government. Such a spectacle had not been seen for 2 decades, and the change was more than welcome. Yet many could not help but fear the longevity of a government which was so internally divided from the start. How could Earl Jellicoe have hope of holding it together altogether? However, no matter what the people thought of the NDL, Jellicoe would graciously accept the Prime Ministership, and an altogether different government would rule over an English people who had suffered for so long. Indeed. Come on, Mr. Jellicoe, we can do it. We are going to reign victorious. I don't know where my train of thought was going. I kind of just, my mind just stopped working mid-thought. St. John Steve. St. John Steve. There we go. Okie dokie. So now that we have a lot more political power, I'm actually thinking about doing this to boost the general democratic thing. So our stability is already at 100%, but I'm actually going to do this to get the Democrat increase. I'm going to try and see if I can't get it to 100%. That way, that is, it's just a consistent, there we go, just a consistent growth. And I kind of want to take all the political power I can away from the Libs and the Conservatives. That way the general Democratic NDL lead doesn't have to worry. So I don't know what other events are going to fire. And that is the, that's the thing that's making me worried a little bit. Command power, increase our military efficiency, which is great. That's fantastic. We want to be top of the top, prim of the crop. All of that fun stuff. Okay, so you're that. Wait, Kennedy inaugurate? I thought. Wait, hold on. I thought Kennedy got offed. How come Kennedy's in? I thought a few episodes ago Kennedy got offed. Am I remembering that right, or have I remembered this wrong? I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. Okay, so a meeting with St. John Stevas, the new foreign minister. Jellicoe was glad to see St. John Stevas arrive in his prime ministerial office so promptly, for he did not wish to wait long to tell him the good news. Stevas was to become the Minister of Foreign Affairs, a position that Jellicoe knew would suit the man well. The leader of the Whig Party was indeed pleased with his new position, and he was aware that there was much work to be done in this field. Before he left, Stevas turned to Jellicoe and asked what position Enoch Powell would be getting. Minister of Security, I'm afraid. Best keep the men where he will be happiest for now, indeed. Or the man, rather. Okay, there go. So we've got Powell, Mr. Enoch. Go on, do what you must. And we've also finally got the last of our troops here. I'm going to send them all the way up to the Scottish border. That's our last 24 stack. So we now have 48 divisions in total. I was also click this nuclear button out of curiosity. And it tells you the standings of the Cold War, right? I've just clicked the wrong button. That's diplomacy. Wait, why is it showing me diplomacy? That's not what I wanted. Why are you showing me that? The game. The game is playing tricks on me. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, here we go. Right. So, diplomacy tab is also the Cold War standings. Noted. Okay, so the Japanese are actually in first place. Like, as far as things go, the Japanese are in first place. The Americans are in second. The Germans are in third. But it also shows you what their thing is. So their military score is 854. Now, if I go to rankings, can I see mine? I'd very much like to see my own. So if I go here, I can't even click on myself. Can I do this? Awaiting input. Oh, no, it doesn't even tell me what my military score and everything is. Oh, no, I want to see how I compare. I want to see how I compare. I want to be top 3. I really want to be top 3. Let me be top 3, game. Oh, God, scary, scary pictures. How do I get top 3? Okay, now it's time for another pop-up, a meeting with Powell, the new security minister. The Prime Minister's meeting with Enoch Powell was a lot more formal than he would have liked. The leader of the Patriot Party declined the drink Jellicoe offered him and instead insisted that he get on with whatever it was he was going to tell him. I have decided upon giving you the position of Minister of National Security. I'm sure you will do a brilliant job of keeping our country, well, secure. Indeed I will, came Powell's brief reply. He left the room soon after, not bothering to ask after the position of the leader of the Whigs. After all, he had just been given a job to do, and he would be damned if he did not start his work immediately. And your other friends close as well. Indeed. Add. Okay, we no longer get soldiers' assistance in English reconstruction. That's fine. But we now have our new security minister, which will be added momentarily. But we're going to come down here now and talk with Claude. Mr. Auchinleck. Let's get chatty, my friend. And here we go. A talk with Claude. A meeting with Auchinleck. George Jellicoe met up with Claude Auchinleck at the end of the busiest day of his life. Auchinleck had been expecting him. A chair had been pulled beside a table and a glass of something had already been placed next to it. Jellicoe did not mind what had been poured, so long as it was strong. How long do you think it can all last? Auchinleck asked the Prime Minister rather bluntly. If I'm to be honest, Claude, sometime between the end of today and the next election. I fear such things are out of our control. The way I see it, George, we are the last hope this country has. Wilson may personally be committed to democracy, but God knows what the rest of the SLP would do. Besides, we both know he somehow has a less of a grip on his party than you have on the League. You simply must maintain the NDL, George, for the future of all England depends on it. Jellicoe knew Auchinleck was right, yet he could not shift the ever-present fear that he could not make it, that he would not be enough. How about another drink? Indeed, when times get tough, just get sloshed. Get the Queen involved. You know, I'm the definition of an idiot. So this whole time I've been like, oh, I've got no factories. The game's not giving me any factories. Bro. Seriously. Mans is the definition of moron. Okay? Absolute definition of moron. Okay? So this whole time, I've had all these factories here, right? And I've not been able to use them because I was just like, oh, it's not going to let me. Bro. Is you stupid or what? Because I've just realized I need to distribute the production units. It has taken me this long to realize I need to... Oh, my... Whoa. Stupid. I'm so stupid. Woohoo. Oh, dear. Here we go. Here we go. God save the Queen. The royal issue. For a brief moment, Jellicoe thought that the radicals did have a point when they suggested shooting Edward. From an impartial point of view, it was simpler. Jellicoe sighed and came back to reality. Edward would live. Really, all the major decisions were made by Berlin, who kept Edward as a figurehead. And any of the minor decisions were made by people under him who hated his guts. And there was a bit of hesitation within the NDL to execute a close family member of the Queen. Anyway. So, the sad sap would keep his head, but there was still the question of what to do with him. Exile him? That was an option. Put him as far away from the island as possible, but some said it was too much. He could be allowed to stay if his titles were stripped from him. Without his titles, he would be nothing, but he would also be nothing if he was permanently kicked out of the kingdom. What was the difference? Both put him out of the picture just as well as the other. But still, there was a massive debate about it. Exile was something out of the 1700s. Stripping his titles was too lenient. He could be doing something sneaky if he was put outside of English jurisdiction. He might do something sneaky if he had access to London. He might just be happy to be put out the picture anyway and not make a move. God damn it, he was tired of this. He was the Prime Minister and he'd solved the issue once and for all. And Edward would be removed from would be known as Mr. Windsor, a moment of triumph, would be removed from his jurisdiction. Yes, we'll remove all of his titles and then send him to Leeds. There's nothing he can do in Leeds. right? I don't think there's anything he can do in Leeds. Right, let's establish the Secret Service. And here it is. Here is the moment, ladies and gentlemen. The moment of triumph. Whoever came up with the idea to televise this deserved a knighthood. Jellicoe thought. Jet aircraft were preparing to fly the tape as soon as it was broadcast to Canada and Australia. TV sets were flying off the shelves and everyone not in the crowd outside was gathered around the television set for the duration of the ceremony. Everyone could see the coronation and everyone could be a part of it. Not to say this had dampened attendance along the procession route. Everyone wanted to see the new queen in person, riding with her husband in a gilded, carriage. Oh my god, I'm blind. With her newly incorporated royal guards in front of her and behind her. And the reception was mostly positive. The SLP had elements who were going to protest the ceremony, but they'd been drowned out by the cheers of the onlookers and martial music. No disruptions on the route happened, which was Jellicoe's main concern. The ceremony began with the Queen entering Westminster Abbey to a choir singing I Was Glad. Once she had seated herself on the chair of the estate, the religious paraphernalia and the coronation garments were brought in. Then came the first necessary step. The Queen stood next to King Edward's chair. Sirs, said the Archbishop of the Canterbury, I here present unto you Queen Elizabeth, your undoubted Queen. Wherefore, all you who come at this day to do your homage and service, are you willing to do the same? God save Queen Elizabeth. I affirmed the crowd. Throughout the rest of the ceremony, filled with oaths and traditions, he was never bored or found himself wishing for a quick end. For everything that the HMMLR had worked for, everything that so many men had died to do, and every sacrifice made by the people of England, it was for this. The true heir had returned, and the world knew that pre-war England had returned. When St. Edward's crown touched Elizabeth II's head, a new reign and a new era for her kingdom had officially begun. Long live the Queen. There she is. There she is. Finally, it has been done, ladies and gentlemen. It has been done. And with all regard to Her Majesty, thank you very much for watching this episode. If you haven't already, don't forget to, of course, click that like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode I do. Being that this is dropping at the end of May, and next week is the holiday week before the Monday when it actually happens, make sure to pay attention because the Platinum Jubilee is just around the corner and I might just do a special video for something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still toying with the idea. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Again, if you've enjoyed, leave a comment, leave a like, all that fun stuff, drop a sub, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ta-da!